being a carnivore for almost over a year, I have noticed that my foodie has gotten disgusting. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. I don't even want to show you, but I'm gonna show you what this looks like, and it's pretty bad. I don't want to open this, but yeah, this looks bad. All right, I'm gonna take out this grate just to give you an idea of what's happening here. We have this basket. It's not doing so great either. I may end up having to get a new one, or if I can salvage that, that's gonna be great. But there's a lot of gross stuff going on in this foodie, especially around the edges. And so I went ahead and I got this, and I'm just gonna show you real quick. I got this Sizzle steam shot. I've heard great things about it, and I've heard steam cleaning helps a lot, especially when it comes to dealing with things like that. So yeah, that's pretty gross. So I wanted to just show you a before, and then we're gonna do an after picture to see how well. This is not a cooking video. I was gonna make a cooking video, but then I realized I needed to clean my foodie. It's been a very long time. It's been neglected. And I just don't want to clean it. I don't want to clean it, but it's something that needs to be done. And I have a few things here that I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna use to help to clean my foodie. As you can see here, we have several products. I've got some plain old lemon juice. I've got a Scour Daddy. I didn't have like a regular stainless steel pad, so I'm gonna use that. I've got some distilled white vinegar. I've got Dawn dish soap. I've got a spray bottle here that's already combined with the vinegar and the lemon juice. And then I've got another eraser daddy that I think might help. So I'm gonna be using these ingredients for my foodie. First thing I'm gonna do is I've combined the lemon juice and vinegar. All right, so I have about a whole bottle of water in here, but before I added any water, I added a cup of vinegar. Yes, a cup of white distilled vinegar. And then I also used 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. This is gonna be great for disinfecting and also cutting the grease. Y'all don't sleep on this. I've shown you some other videos earlier on my channel on how to clean really well with those two products, and I'm gonna start with the door. The door is the part that I need to be able to see, and I'm having a hard time seeing, so I'm just kind of spraying this all over to get a good spray, a good sheen all over that glass in hopes that I can cut that grease. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm already starting to see that with the water that we have, and it's been sprayed with that vinegar, it does have like a light vinegarish smell, but that smell dissipates, it does go away. But notice that it's beating up and it's starting to take up all that gross grit. Now, before I start using that steamer over there, I'm actually going to try to scrape as much as I can off of here, and this is where the Scrub Daddy comes in. I've used about a teaspoon of Dawn dish soap, and I just placed it in one of these containers here, one that I don't really eat out of. This is just an old container here that I use for a variety of cleaning tasks, but I'm going to be putting this as close as I can to the foodie because I'm going to put my scouring pad in there, and then I'm just going to be scrubbing. So I'm going to kind of be going back and forth with this task. Just to keep in mind, remember to unplug your foodie before you do this. Yes, you do not want it plugged into a source. But just to give you an idea, this is the before, so you can see the inside. Yeah, I know, guys, it looks scary. I'm scared too. All right, so that's how it looks before. All right, that didn't have light, but this one does. So I just want to show you. It does look pretty scary in there. I'm gonna try to brighten it up a little bit so you can see. So you can see there is a lot of stuff on the sides and also a little bit on the top and the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and get in there and scrub since we've already put our vinegar on it. Along with this Scour Daddy that I'm going to use, look at how cute that is. It has a little emblem here. I've also went ahead and I've put on some gloves because I know that this is going to be a tough job, and if ladies, you just got your nails done, you want to make sure that you're putting gloves on to protect you. So we're going to go ahead and try this Scour Daddy out. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully this will take off all of that dirt. I mean, I'm starting to feel a difference so far. This is going to require what's called elbow grease, okay? I'm already starting to see a difference in the glass. If you notice right here, you can kind of see it right there, how it's kind of built up. But that vinegar really helps out. So remember, we've got a whole big job to do so far. Look at how easy this is coming out with the vinegar. How cool is this? Look at that. How cool is that? Now, the steaming, that part is what's going to help us at these edges. But so far, this scouring pad is doing a great job, and so is the vinegar. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and scrub that. I'll say this has helped compared to a lot of other products. You know, you don't want to use chemicals in a place where you cook if you don't have to. So that's why I opted also to show you guys how easy it is to use these ingredients you probably got on hand at home. So remember, I'm using Dawn dish soap. I use a tablespoon. I use some of this vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice. It goes a long way. Alright, as you can see, this actually took a lot of grease off. That's kind of gross, but that is exactly how it is right now. And you're just going to squeeze it out. And I'm just going to wipe, excuse me, I'm going to wipe this down a little bit so you guys can see. Oh my goodness, you can actually see the glass. It almost looks like when we first got it. That's so sad. But look at how clean it made the glass. Alright, we've got to get the foodie because we got to get these corners that you see here, and in the back over here, and in the corners over here. It's a lot harder for me to scrub with this, but so far this is the thing you're going to want to use for this job. It's doing a good job. Alright, so now that you are seeing the inside of my foodie, we're going to go ahead and clean the inside. Same solution. I've got the Dawn dish soap, and I've also got the Dawn dish soap, the vinegar, and the lemon juice. So we're gonna start cleaning the inside of this with the scouring pad. Use gloves if you can. As you can see, I have a toothbrush right here. There's going to be points where you're going to have a hard time using just the toothbrush, but what you can do, you can get the little corners here in the front. I don't use a used toothbrush. I just get like a brand new one from Dollar Tree, or if I've got like an extra one, I just use that. You just use what you got on hand, but you can actually use this toothbrush in a strategic way by just taking the scouring pad and using the toothbrush momentum, since it's pretty firm, and scrubbing it against the surface, and I'm going to show you in a moment. Okay, so notice that I have the toothbrush here, but I actually use that scouring pad to get under the tight areas where my fingers can't fit, and I'll kind of make a little bit of an indentation and scrub it like that, and that's how I was able to get the sides of the foodie and also underneath the heating bars. I didn't want to remove the heating bars. I know I've seen videos where people have done that, but honestly, I don't know how to reassemble that thing. This is how I'm doing it to get it as clean as I can possibly get it clean. And if you notice also, it's really done a good job on the sides so far. So the corners were kind of tough, but the toothbrush helped a whole lot. Alright, we're coming along with this foodie. So far, the walls are starting to look good, but right here where I'm sticking the toothbrush, that's where I'm going to be pushing the indentation with the scouring pad, with the toothbrush on top, and that's how I was able to scrub all the way from the back to the front. And that's also how I was able to get a lot of grime out from the corners, because I just, again, used some tough elbow grease. I sprayed the scouring pad also with that vinegar solution, and I dipped it in that Dawn dish soap that I talked to you about earlier. So that's how I was able to clean it, and it took me a while, guys. This took me over an hour to clean, and I'm not even finished at this point. So far, I have tried scrubbing the sides of each of this And I'm gonna tell you, it takes a lot of work. The one thing that's gonna be hard for me is this back part where the grill is. I wanna be careful with the fan because I don't know what kind of reaction I would get if I, mess the fan up. There's also wires back there, so you gotta be careful. So this one is gonna have to be manual. I don't think I'm gonna use the steamer on that part. I will use the steamer, however, on the glass, those edges that we talked about. Some of the edges also on the side here I will use, but not on that back part. I'm gonna try to manually do that part. So far, let's see, it's 1:54. I've been working on this for about an hour now, just scrubbing. And ladies and men, I'm gonna tell you, if you did get a manicure, make sure you are using a pair of gloves to go with it so you don't mess up your nails. So that is the tip that I have for you. I'm gonna try to scrub this back part. I will say, compared to how it looked before, this looks a lot better. I'm really hoping that I can get that back part though. I'm trying to figure out how to do that without having water leak in the back. And guys, if you've got tips on, and don't tell me throw it away, if you've got tips on how I could possibly clean this without damaging the fan unit in the back, let me know in the comments section. So far, remember what we've used. Sorry, I'm over here sweating. This is definitely a good arm workout. So I used the simple ingredients that I told you I was gonna use. I just used lemon juice, vinegar. I used a Scour Daddy. I haven't used Eraser Daddy because I just wasn't sure if I would need it. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a short little break, get my steamer ready, and see if we can knock out the rest with the steamer so far. So far it's gonna be about an hour, over an hour project if you plan on having your Foodi or air fryer cleaned out like the one that I have. The model I have is the Foodi 10-in-1, and that one has 1, 2, 3, 4 levels on it. So just keep that in mind. This is how you'll clean it. Let's go ahead and start with the steamer. Okay. You might have seen me change my gloves out like maybe 2 or 3 times and that's just because I don't want my nails to get messed up. I just did them. If you like these kind of nails, these are actually nail stickers. They're cute, really simple to put on, by Ohora. So I'll have that link in the description as well. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the Sizzle ready. First thing we have to do is you have to make sure that you use the measuring cup all the way to the max line. Don't go past it, and you have to fill it in the Sizzle unit, which is going to be this top. It takes a while to unscrew, but it's pretty heavy duty. I just want to let you know this is like not an ordinary cap, like it's heavy. And then also that part is very narrow as well. Once you place your water in there, you just tighten that knob. And then you're gonna have like a little light indicator here that's gonna let you know when the unit is ready to steam. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to plug in our unit right now. And we're gonna go ahead, put that on that end so we can try to get those back end corners, which is super gross. Yes. So we're gonna use this brush to help us with that. Get our steamer a little ready. I just sprayed a little bit of vinegar in those little corners right there, the corners that I know are kind of gross, so that way we can help get some of that grout off and other gross grease. To give you an idea, that indicator light is going to turn off. That does not mean the unit turned off, but you need to hit this button right here. So always make sure that tool is far away from you. Let's go ahead and start steaming. Do not have it pointing in your direction because you don't want to get hurt, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do this corner right here, and let's go. Holy cannoli, that's wild. You guys see that? Took out almost all that grease. I was having such a hard time cleaning that off. All right, we're gonna do this side of this right now. First, I wanna wipe this off. I think I'm gonna go ahead, just rinse it off. And now we're gonna get back into it. don't have to go full throttle, guys. You can stop the steam whenever you want. But I'm gonna tell you, it's made a heck of a difference with how this grease has been cut up. All right, we're gonna clean that brush again. Again, making sure that nozzle is away from you. Never wanna have that. You never wanna have that away from you. You know, excuse me, you never wanna have that pointing to you. The ends, I just wanna let you know right now, it does get very, very warm. So just FYI with that, okay? All right, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put that back on, but I'm gonna be very careful when I do that. All right, remember, facing away from you. And let's do this next. Oh gosh, this brush looks like it's done. I may have to let that soak. But so far, that steam is helping, especially getting the grease out of the corner. Gotta be careful with this. I'm gonna keep that far away from us, of course. The scraping tool so far has been successful. We're getting into those corners. We're gonna do it again. I don't continuously, and every once in a while I'm wiping this end off, just so you know. Be careful, remember the end does get hot. So you just gotta be cautious about that piece. And we're not pushing that button just yet because, again, we're trying to get all of that grease as much as we possibly can off from this foodie. This feels like a workout, guys. It's already past an hour, but I want to say I think overall I've done pretty good compared to what it looked like before. I gotta get that corner. That one, I cannot stand that one. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, I just gotta be careful when I'm doing this. All right, and go. It is coming off, so that's the good thing. All right, you can kind of see the difference. You can see it in the tool. Ugh, you can see it over there. But this is what I was talking about with just making sure you have like a paper towel nearby, and also cleaning up that part with a paper towel so that way it doesn't dry back up. I'm gonna try to do a hand scrub with it now. So yeah, so far so good. Foodie is on its way to looking good. All right, guys, this is the best I could do. I was able to get those corners like we talked about. If you look at the screen, you'll see the before. This is the after. So you can see I did a good job on the sides and on the bottom, but the back part is the tough part. I'm trying to figure out how to clean that without damaging the fan. So I tried to hand scrub it, and this is gonna take a minute, but I just wanted to show you this. These are the products that you can use to safely clean your foodie or air fryer.